a number of our events. She has been our committee, or our county committee woman and chairperson for a little over a year, and she has made great strides in what is perceived as the respectability of Democrats in Somerset County, the way she helps the towns, the way she's helped the county candidates. We came within 1% last year. We need to get the same number and a few more, and we have a freeholder seat for the first time in 30 years. Come on, folks. Give it up for Kay Schaffer.
I don't know. Do I need it?
Yeah.
I don't need a microphone, that's for sure. But Karen is doing a wonderful job here, guys. And I just want to thank her on behalf of the County of Somerset for what a wonderful organization she's continued to build in this town. And I understand now Hal Dietrich is going to be her vice chair. Hal, thank you for stepping up. And before I go any further, the other thing I want to do is thank every one of you for what you bring to the party. And on behalf of the county, Bound Brook is like Nirvana. You guys, it's a Democratic enclave in a very Republican county. Or should I say it used to be a very Republican county, because we're fighting our damnedest now to change that. And we know that on paper, there are now, believe it or not, more Democrats than there are Republicans in the county of Somerset. Yeah. And this county elected President Obama, which is just amazing. It's never happened in this county. And what we have to do this year, what Karen talked about, is you guys have some tremendous people running in this county. Before I even go, you've already elected people in Bound Brook, so you know how to pick good candidates. You picked Councilman Pranzatelli, you picked Councilman Vinnie Petty, you picked Councilman Hal Dietrich, you picked, so who am I missing? I'm always missing somebody. Yeah. She gave, Vinnie Petty, I got Councilman Javier Vasquez, who has been serving us for a very long time. I understand you're stepping down this year. And Councilman Ben Auletta. Ben's been a great friend to the county and a great councilman, and because of what they've done, they make it easier for us to sell the democratic principles throughout the county. You can appreciate that in towns like Peapack, Gladstone, and Far Hills, and Bedminster, the word Democrat is a dirty word. And towns like Bound Brook make it a little easier for us to convince people that they need change, that change works. It's working in Washington, and it's going to work in a lot of areas of this county. And because we can point to people like you, we can make a difference in those towns. And we have this year, there's 21 towns in this county, 43 people, including Mr. Buckley and Mr. Salvatore in this town, have stepped up and are willing to put their names and their reputations on the line to make this a better county and to get Democrats elected in this county. And I want you to give all of those candidates, especially yours, a big hand. What has happened in the county, I feel like I've been chair of this county for about 20 years already, and this has been a very long year. But we have headquarters in downtown Somerville. They're on Division Street. We had the governor come visit us last Friday night, and many of you were there, but what I was really proud of is there were more than 100 people in downtown Somerville in the pouring rain there to greet our governor. And believe it or not, he is going to win. And he really is. I don't know that he's done such a great job selling himself yet, but I've known the man for a long time. And I believe that we have the greatest governor in the land. And I think that people in New Jersey are going to figure this out at some point in time too. Importantly, he's leading our ticket. So at this headquarters that he came to visit, we need you guys to show up. We need you to come. We need you to help. We need you to make phone calls. We've already got Alex Radis. We stole Alex from you and replaced him with a couple of great candidates, but Alex is Councilman Pranzatelli's stepson and my regional chair's son. He's the executive director. He's running an operation there already. He started a couple of months ago. And they're going out, they're canvassing, they're making phone calls, they're cutting voter lists, and all of the candidates, all 43 candidates, are planning to go door to door throughout this county. Now, in addition to those 43 candidates, we have, and I am thrilled to repeat what your chair said, Cecilia Burge and Doug Singletary. Cecilia is the mayor of Montgomery, deputy mayor of Montgomery now. She came to this country after being a protester in Tiananmen Square. She understands the importance of freedom. She came here on a scholarship to Bryn Mawr. She then wound up working on Wall Street for several years. She's a financial genius, and she's willing to offer her skills to the county of Somerset. And I'm delighted that she's willing to run again. There was a pesky 1% that kept her out of the freeholder chair last year, and we need to squeeze that and figure out a way to close the gap and get her in there. Now, along with her, we have Councilman Doug Singletary, who is a bright young man. He's an author, he's a lawyer, he's from North Plainfield. He's been a councilman in North Plainfield for several years now. He too is willing to step up and see if we can't break the Republican stranglehold on the Board of Freeholders. It's been 36 years since we had a Democrat sitting at that table. And as a result of that, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of sweetheart contracts. You'll hear from us during the campaign. We're going to try not to make it all dirty, but we are going to tell you what they're doing. We're going to tell you how they're squandering your tax dollars. I know there's been a lot of discussion tonight about the tax rate in Bound Brook. If the elected officials in Bound Brook were the only ones who could impact your tax rate, your taxes would be more than acceptable to you. Unfortunately, there's a big part of your tax bill that comes from what the county does with your money. And the county is building things like Nataror and floating bond issues, spending hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars on resorts for the rich. Some king has bought this estate, but the county fronted the money. They also are spending a ton of money on your golf courses. Some of the things that you'll hear from our freeholder candidates over the course of this election season is some of the mismanagement that's been going on there, including, we learned that counterfeit golf clubs were being sold at this golf course. And then somebody figured it out, went over and complained about it, and your tax dollars were given back to the people who got gypped by an employee of the Somerset County Parks Commission. Then, of course, the beauty there is they didn't tell you. They're just taking more money out of your pocket and handing it to somebody as a result of a crime committed by somebody on their watch. Those are the kinds of things that happen in a county where you have one-party rule. Now, I'm not going to tell you that all Republicans are bad people, but I am going to tell you that it's time for us to step up and make ourselves heard, not just in the Democratic towns in this county, but throughout the county of Somerset. And the candidates themselves are here. They could do some talking, and it's more important for you to listen to them, because they will be able to affect change in Trenton when we get them there. But I want to reiterate how much I need your help, how much I'm looking forward to working with all of you during this election season. Thank you for your time. I look forward to it. Thanks again for stepping up, and for all of you who are committee people and all of you who are running. Thank you.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing. We search for a melody, we search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change.